Hey YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about all of the Italian foods that don't actually exist in Italy. Now, I think that this phenomenon is super interesting because the reason that it happens is because Italians immigrate everywhere. And when you immigrate into a country, of course, you assimilate to that country's culture, but you also retain a bit of yours. And given that given that food is such a huge part of Italian culture, it's not surprised that that is probably the biggest thing that got mixed around when they moved to the United States of America. We all think we're super familiar with Italian foods, such as pizza and pasta, etc., and capiche. But you'd be surprised when you actually go to Italy how many things are not what you would be expecting as an American that grew up around Italian Americans. I'm going to talk to you guys about 5 Italian American foods that don't exist in Italy, and it shocked me the most when I found out about it. The first Italian food that doesn't exist in Italy is pepperoni pizza, or at least it doesn't exist in the way that you might be thinking of it. In America, we have pepperoni pizza, and pepperoni pizza has little slices of pepperoni on it. The mix-up is that in Italian, pepperoni is like bell pepper. It literally means bell pepper, and it's spelled with 1 P, I believe. Whereas pepperoni, as we English speakers know it, is salami in Italian. Weird, right? So if you come to Italy and you ask for a pepperoni pizza, expect to get a pizza with yellow bell peppers on it. Fettuccine Alfredo. If you're an OG subscriber to my channel, you will know that one of my favorite foods growing up was fettuccine Alfredo. Like, if you ask me what's your favorite Italian food, I'd say fettuccine Alfredo. It was a huge shock to me to come to Italy and realize that fettuccine Alfredo doesn't exist. Everybody was like, who is this Alfredo you speak of? Fettuccine Alfredo is like pasta with linguine. I think that's the shape. I've been living in Italy for 3 years now, and I'm still not an expert at these pasta shapes, so don't kill me. But they're those long pastas that aren't spaghetti, with Alfredo sauce on it. And Alfredo sauce is this white sauce with like garlic and pepper, and it has this really distinct taste, and it's really good. I love it. Sometimes we have also chicken Alfredo, when they put little bits of chicken into the fettuccine sauce, which is also a huge no-no in Italian food culture. And I love it, but it doesn't exist in Italy. It's a completely Italian-American invention that is only in the United States of America. Or maybe it's in other parts of the world, but it's definitely, they don't serve it in Italy. And if they do, it's not that name, and I've never heard of it. And the Italians always look at me incredulously when I talk about it. So correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but it doesn't exist in Italy. Third thing, shrimp scampi, another really delicious Italian-American food. Again, we have like spaghetti and long pastas with shrimp and garlic and lots of spice, like seasonings. They do serve pasta with seafood in Italy, like frutta di mare, and it's pretty good, but it's seasoned in a completely different way, and it's just, I feel like the shrimp scampi, the reason why I like it so much is I don't like raw fish, and it's really, really cooked, whereas the fish dishes in Italy are kind of raw. You guys, you do have cooked fish, I'll admit it, but they're kind of raw, and I don't really like raw fish. And so that's the major difference that I would see between like shrimp scampi and Italian American foods and real Italian foods from Italy. Italian dressing. This one was one of the most shocking. You know what real Italian salad dressing is? Olive oil, pepper, and salt. That's what they use to season their dressing. I don't know what's actually in Italian dressing that we use in America, but it's this orange, it's this orange salad dressing, and it's kind of got a sweet taste, I think. I mean, I haven't had it in so long, I barely remember it, but it was pretty much my favorite dressing when I was there. And we have, I think, also French dressing? I don't know, but I know the top salad dressings in America are like ranch, blue cheese, and Italian, and the Italian one doesn't exist in Italy. After a while of living in Italy and getting used to just using olive oil as salad dressing, you get used to it, and it's really good. Nice and light. Last Italian food that doesn't exist in Italy is Italian garlic bread. Garlic bread doesn't exist in Italy, not the way we know it. In America, we have garlic bread, which is like baked bread or toasted bread with garlic sauce on. No, how do they make it? How do they make garlic bread? I'm not an Italian American, so I'm not really that familiar with making these recipes. I'm just familiar with eating these recipes. But I think it has some kind of like garlic oil on it. I don't know, but it's garlic bread, and they don't make it like that in Italy. In Italy, you'd be more likely to have bruschetta. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong because I always pronounce Italian foods wrong, but it's toasted bread with tomato chunks, tomatoes on it, and salt. But garlic bread isn't very popular. If they eat it, it's because they knew it from the Americans. It's not an Italian thing. Garlic in general isn't used as much in Italian cuisine as I expected it, because in Italian American cuisine, it's used a lot. Those are the 5 Italian foods that shocked me the most when I realized that they didn't actually exist in Italy. Tell me about you guys. The thing that I'm most curious about is if the Italians went to like Australia and made an Italian-Australian cuisine or an Italian-Brazilian cuisine. So there's like an Italian-Brazilian food that exists only in Brazil that I've never heard about, and I think I'm such an expert on Italian food, and the Italians have never heard about. So if you live in a culture, in a country like Brazil or Australia where there are a lot of Italians, are there any new Italian foods that we don't know about? Comment them down in the comment section below because I want to know. I think this whole cultural diffusion thing is really cool, really interesting, and awesome because it just makes the world smaller. It makes this globalized world smaller and more interesting. So I hope that you guys found this video funny, maybe informational if you didn't know that these Italian foods don't actually exist in Italy, at least not in the way that we United Statesians. Did you guys know that Italians call Americans United Statesians? In the way that we Americans know them. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, I'll see you guys in my next one. Mwah.